So this is the Range Rover Velar, whatever that means, Velar. In my opinion, it is a discount Range Rover. I don't believe it's the full bore Range Rover. Mainly because there's nothing here from the cup holder to the screen. There's nothing but this silly apparatus for parking and shifting into gear, and I don't like that. All of your buttons and controls are in this screen, so if you want to do heated seats, you have to get a button here. Then you got your options here. Same on the other side, heated and cooled seats, as well as temperature if you want to change your car mode to change your apparently off-road settings, but it doesn't seem to lift. I didn't notice any change in the height, ride height, with the off-road setting. Anything else? All these features are all in the dash, so there is no actual buttons for anything. I don't care much for the location of this start-stop button as well, but I'm just being nitpicky with that. It's the same steering wheel as the Land Rover Defender, the same sunroof, the same buttons for the sunroof, I'd say, as well. Everything about it is very plain inside, as you expect from a Land Rover. That's the same setup. You can't see at night when you're feeling for the mirror button. You just have to feel that stem and know that there are buttons on either side to control the mirror. It comes standard with the auto start feature engaged, so you have to go through a series of menu buttons in here to actually stop that. Compared to the Defender, this is not as easy to drive, not as comfortable to drive, not as big. It's got all the same creature comforts, they're just in a menu rather than actually a button. So I like the setup of the Defender better. I like the size of the Defender better. I like the look of the Defender better as well. I like it better than a regular full-size Range Rover. This is clearly a sporty Range Rover, and I don't care much for that personally. I like a sport utility vehicle more than I like a sport utility vehicle. So the Defender is the one for me. Plus, I would guarantee you this is going to be at least $20,000 more than the Defender is. That's kind of wild to me. So as you can see, it's got the full glass sun and moon roof, if you will. It's got, I believe, just 2 rows of seating, not 3 rows of seating. Obviously, this is the sport size, the smaller size. I do think that Range Rovers come in a full size 3rd row setup, but this one here is just 2 small seats and too small for me to fit anything but tools in the back. Don't love it. Don't love it at all. It's a Range Rover. It's everything that you'd expect a Range Rover to be, I guess. I know that this will be on the list of things I'll never intentionally rent again. Whereas any chance I can get into a Defender, I will get into a Defender. I like the Sequoia again. I like Grand Wagoneers. I absolutely loved the Mazda CX-90. Not the 9, not the 5, not the 50, or anything else. The CX-90. That is a car that I'm actually considering buying in my personal life to have, just because it was a really cool car on the looks as well as on the comforts, and I had the medium gray one that just only had heated seats. So I know that the top end, when there's a button in there that was missing, would have heated and cooled seats. It's got the same cruise control setup as you like, right in here. So you just hit up and your cruise control starts, and then you can set your gap here and here, and you can increase or decrease, and you can have it steer for you kind of with that button there, heated steering wheel, whatever. So all of that, everything you like about cruise control, So I am a huge fan of what do they call it? Adjustable cruise control, or there's some automatic cruise control. I don't know what it is. Adaptive is the word. Adaptive cruise control. This is a must-have for me. With all the time I spend on the road, I can't be worried about always being on the brake or on the gas. So, yeah, I'm out here in the beautiful parts of Illinois, trying to enjoy this car, but since I've checked it out, I've wanted to return it and get another one, but the airport is so far away, it would be like a 3-hour trip to hopefully get something better. And I'm pretty sure they would just give me a Grand Wagoneer, which is better, but I've been in them. I wanted to keep this out so I could shoot some video to show you folks what it actually looks like. It's not a bad looking vehicle. I think it's a woman's car, for sure. Very plain inside, very plain Jane. You know, nothing in there but a glove box with the cell phone charger, which is great. You can charge your cell phone in there, but just not a lot to it, as you'd expect from the Range Rover. It's cool from the outside, but it's pretty boring on the inside. So yeah, that's all I can say about it. At least it's got heated and cooled seats and adaptive cruise control. That's the things I actually always want in a car. So here we are. I'm not going to put my foot on the brake, and we're going to watch the car slow down because that truck was turning. Perfect. So, and then it'll speed back up, and I'm not on the gas, and you can see that it is gaining acceleration. So yeah, this is the Range Rover Velar 2024, I would guess. Maybe 25, I don't know. Just another thing I like to add, I don't actually do reviews on engines and components that you can Google or look up in the manual. That's all whatever you want, whatever powertrain you want, that's all up to you. I'm just talking about the simple creature comforts. I do like a car with a turbo in it, but it's irrelevant whether you get a turbo or not. So that's something that I believe everybody talks about, and you can find videos about that. I'm just specifically giving my opinion on the drivability and comfortability of these cars and the features that they have on them, because I spend 90% of my life on the road in rental cars and hotels. So, yes, this is just an opinionated, subjective opinion of what I think about this car. I'm sure some girl somewhere is going to love this car and never want to sell it once she buys it, but I'll never buy one. Fortunately, I got to rent one to know that. Feel the same way about the Mercedes GL, whatever SUVs. Just, I feel very uptight in them. I feel very cozy. I feel very whatever. And then I also, not cozy, but like cramped. And I don't feel very comfortable in those. And I know they're supposed to be nice, they're supposed to be luxury, but they don't carry that way. There are so many things I'd rather be in besides this if I have the choice, including a Mazda now, and including a Hyundai Palisade. I'd rather be in a Hyundai Palisade for a third of the price with all the same creature comforts and more space. And technically prettier. I think the Palisade is, if it didn't say Hyundai on it, everybody would think it was gorgeous. But because it's a Hyundai, you gotta knock it a couple points. I understand that. But I digress. This is just a video about the cockpit feel of a car. Sometimes I may show the engine, sometimes I won't, because it's irrelevant to me. Obviously, when it comes to buying a car, you want a simple car. You don't want one with a complicated engine. That's why I kind of am more in favor of buying the Mazda CX-90 with the inline-6 engine rather than buying the Defender Land Rover, because I'm almost certain that it's going to be cheaper to maintain. Well, I'm absolutely certain it'll be cheaper to maintain. It has a turbo. It's an inline-6, which is legendary. And it seems like something that I wouldn't mind digging into a little bit. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. I don't think you need a college degree to work on a Mazda per se, but for sure, if you touch anything under the cover of a Land Rover, you void the warranty. That's for sure. So, those are my thoughts.